Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Guys Sports Night. As always, I am Will McEwen, and I'm here with my buddy Ed Haste. What's happening, dude?
What up?
We are going to talk a little bit about everything tonight. We're going to start off with the World Baseball Classic and some excitement there as we enter pool play, and it's gotten kicked off. And obviously, there's a lot of action around that. We're going to get into celebrity fights, I guess you would call them, exhibitions, as Gina Carrero is going to now take on Ronda Rousey on Netflix, and how that's become the new thing, as Netflix is kind of allowing everybody that opportunity to see those fights we used to pay $70 to $80 for, and it looks like nostalgia fights are now the thing. So excited to see where that conversation goes. Obviously, free agency is kicked off for the NFL. We're going to talk a little bit about offseason, what the biggest moves, who the biggest spenders are, which I'm kind of surprised at a few of them. And then we're going to get to our top five tonight. When we're talking fights, we're talking MMA, we're talking Ronda, so we might as well bring out the top five I would call baby oil fights, as in the sexiest MMA fights that we've come across in our time. So stay tuned. Shit's about to get real. Ed, how's it going, my guy?
What's up, man? How are you? I always wanted to ask you. I see the sign behind us all the time. I'm curious to know where did you get this from,
dude? So
did you special order that off of Amazon?
I did not. It was actually off a company called Orient Neon on Instagram. You know those BS Instagram ads that you find, where people
did you find one that actually was a really good ad?
Not only did they send it to me from Vietnam in like 2 days, but it actually looks pretty good. Although with us reevaluating some of the logos and stuff like that, we might have to change it up, but we'll see what happens.
Like when I'm on here on Tuesday nights, we're gonna hang one sign. When David and Evan are on the other, or whenever you guys have a guest of some kind, we'll have a different sign up or anything.
I mean, let's just neon signs all the way around.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't mind it. But what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Obviously, the Arnold was this weekend. You didn't make the trip down there. I didn't make the trip down there.
I heard, though, it was very good. Apparently, it's back. It's back to what it used to be.
I heard it was back in a bad way, though. I heard a lot of people were extremely frustrated with the ability to get in and out of there, and how almost impossible it was to move around. And I went last year when it was already bad, but when you have 75-degree weather, all of a sudden parking a half a mile or a mile away
sucks
and walking
a lot.
Well, it gets a lot better when it's 75 degrees, though, so everybody wants to do it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw some videos from down there that were pretty chaos. I guess I don't know if they had to shut it down, but there was a lot of people there, no movement, and apparently there were some fire code violations. So I don't know what's going on. But
I just heard it's back in the ways of you used to being able to go there and just being able to honestly enjoy it. Being able to get free samples is so back as well. Apparently, a lot of the guys there are cool. A lot of the Instagram influencers, that whole lifting community on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, they were pretty good, pretty chill for the most part. What I heard, I didn't hear anything bad about it, anything really.
That's awesome. And on top of that, I did see a lot of the free samples, especially on Sunday. So those who went on Sunday, it looks like you guys were able to load up, which congratulations on all your.
Can we do that next year?
I mean, I don't see why not. Obviously, this weekend was kind of tough. It was the wife and I's 4th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah. 4 years, that's a long time. But we're doing all right. We're plugging away. Baby on the way. So, yeah, a lot going on. We didn't make it down.
A lot of good stuff going on in your life, you could say.
I would like to think so. I would like to think so for sure.
Do you think you'd be, if you were to give me a piece of advice, life advice at 27 with where you are now at 43, what would be kind of a piece of takeaway that I could have?
Oh, man, it's so hard because I look back now at 27. I'm like, I wish I would have traveled a lot more. I wish I would have gotten out of the country a lot more. But at the same point in time, I worked my butt off, and it's allowed me to, enjoy my time now and in my 40s. And, I guess the biggest piece of advice I would tell people is do not stop staying in shape, trying to eat healthy, trying to work out, because the longer you do that, the more you're able to enjoy when you get to the point of having kids, when you have more money in your bank account, when you're doing more, better financially, you have your own home and things like that, then it makes it more possible for you to do those things.
Yeah.
So,
you would rank fitness and traveling kind of up as 1A, 1B in that instance?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, I would. And experiences like when it comes to, traveling and being overseas and seeing how these different places live and how they get along and how important community and family and things are like that to them.
Yeah.
It's great to have that wisdom at a young age. And also when you get over to Europe and things like that, how cheap and how easy it is to travel. It really kind of makes you think about, we think we're lucky in the United States for a lot of reasons, but, being able to travel from where we're at now to Cleveland, which is 40 minutes away, the only way you're doing that is driving, which costs money, parking, which costs money, and then walking at the end, right? So over there, it's a 5-minute train ride. You're where you need to be, and you don't have to do any of that. It's a fraction of the cost. So, and when you're in Greece, you walk everywhere. So, most of the people over there are not overweight. Most of the elderly are either taken care of or still in great shape. And I think it's definitely a great way to survive. So, yeah. Anyhow, enough about me, Ed. Let's talk World Baseball Classic. This is your hot button. I know you haven't been paying a little. I was surprised when you said you haven't paid that much attention.
It's because games are on anywhere from like 12 o'clock at night to 3 or 4 in the morning, or they have a random start time at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I go, all right, cool. I'm in the middle, and I'm an hour and a half away, not paying attention to it. I do have to say, I will, on a personal note here, I've been working really hard over the last 2 months to stay off my phone.
Good for you.
On Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and all that shit, because I get divulged into it way too much. I think I'm a few weeks clean now to where like I don't miss it as much. So I think that's a big reason why I've been taking a lot of personal steps away from getting on my phone, really focusing on kind of what's a little bit more important in my life. But obviously the WBC, I've paid attention to some of it. I've seen some of it. I'm still active in it. But I also have to tell you, I'm 2 months fully sober. No nicotine, no alcohol, no nothing.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. I'm going to see how long I can go. I think my longest is like 100 days.
That's awesome, man.
So, but yeah, the WBC, back to it, honestly, I expected the United States to be as dominant as they were.
Sure.
I think there's a lot of good stuff that's happening there. Roman Anthony is going off and, in a good way.
He crushed one. He's the reason they got past Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that Mexico game.
I did watch it last night.
But honestly, Paul Skeens is the reason one hit ball for 4 innings.
He's such a dog.
He looks so dominant. And for somebody who doesn't watch baseball on an everyday basis, other than maybe the occasional Guardians game,
yeah,
I had no idea like how good he was until I watched him pitch, and I was like, this dude is like painting the corners
wherever he wants.
Complete command, got a lot of power, and they just couldn't hit him. In fact, like I said, he gave up 1 hit through 4 innings. And then obviously Captain America, Aaron Judge, comes in, blasts one opposite field home run, which gave them the lead. And then I think it was right after the next inning, maybe it was a 3-run homer by Anthony who put them up. But Mexico made it close. And it's funny, I'm not familiar with any of the hitters on Mexico, but they were crushing the ball off of some of our relievers, and they made it a close game. In fact, I think it ended up with if it wasn't for our shortstop, forgive me his name again,
Bobby Witt Jr.
Making a name for himself in the WBC because he had 2 incredible plays.
Can I correct you?
Plays?
I did watch those plays, and I have to tell you, he's not just creating a name for himself. He's been the name. He is considered the best shortstop in the MLB. He is considered arguably the best up there with Lynn.
All right, there we're back. We're back.
Okay.
Wow.
Perfect.
Hey, for anybody listening, I apologize for that. I just created a whole lot of more work for myself. So I'm going to let Ed spend some time here kind of talking up. But once again, if you are out there and you have interest in being on a podcast or being part of a podcast, we would absolutely love to have you come on board and be our producer, so that I don't have to come up with all this stuff real time as we're trying to get this down.
It's all good, man. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's touch base a little bit more while I get this handled, Ed.
So one of the biggest things that we wanted to touch on was the popularity of it. It's a pretty famous event inside of the world baseball, like in the world of baseball. Everybody kind of knows what it is, knows what the format is, know what it's about, and ultimately understands a little bit of the history. But I did want to tell you, the Japan versus United States championship game in 2023. Do you want to know the average viewership time for that?
Yeah.
It's 5.2 million viewers in the US. It was peaked at 6.5 million. It was made the most watched WBC game in American history and record-breaking 34 million worldwide viewership in 2023. So I think baseball right then and there was at an all-time high, and I think it's still going on fairly strong. I think people ultimately don't give baseball the respect it deserves because it's so long of a season. They play forever. Yeah, well, when you have a month of preseason, then you have, obviously, or even before that, you have the WBC in this instance. Then you have spring training. You start the early season in April. You go all the way to September. You have playoff games, and then you bleed into pretty much November. You're looking at maybe about 200 games, give or take. And that's consecutive. That's the most games played out of any sport on this earth right now. 200 games, very limited days off. Now, granted, I get it. Everybody's going to say, the toll on your body isn't as harsh as it is everywhere else. These guys still beat the shit out of themselves on a daily basis. Still, it's still having to, go into the weight room, go into catching drills, go into pitching drills, go into fielding drills, I should say. All of this other stuff, research, time off, batting cage sessions, all these other things, it really does go into the hard work that it takes to really be something. The one question that was asked of between of us, Will, though, is you asked me, was it better than the All-Star game? I couldn't disagree with you furthermore. I think most of the best players aren't even allowed to play or weren't even invited. It got, what did I say? It's got some, but not all the best talent in the world. I think it's a good time to display some of the younger kids that aren't fully developed yet, or have made themselves known in the world of prospects, because you are, as a prospect, you don't have to be in the MLB. You can still be in the minor leagues to play. And I think it's a good showcase for those guys as well. But overall, no, I don't think it's better than the All-Star game. Nothing's going to really beat the feel of the All-Star game. That time of year is great. Yeah, you're in the middle of July. It's summer. Everybody's in a good mood. Something about just turning on late at night and just being able to watch Paul Skeens pitch to Aaron Judge wherever. It just makes it sweet. One of the last things that we did talk about, though, was, does international baseball have more passion than the MLB? I took it a bit of a different twist for you here and wanted to just ask you this, Will. When it comes to this, don't you think a similarity with baseball, of the MLB specifically, and soccer have common interest with each other?
You think that the interest in baseball and soccer are similar?
Yeah, because just hear me out here when I make this analogy. In a lot of countries, a lot of these kids love to play soccer. It's extremely popular. It's the number one sport in the world. And look at baseball in some of these countries, in some of these Latin American countries like the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, even some areas of Brazil, all of these southern North America, or I guess, what is it, Western Hemisphere? Am I saying that correctly? Western Hemisphere?
Sure.
Or Eastern Hemisphere? Whatever side of the globe that we're on, a lot of those kids depend on being able to make it to the MLB in order to make themselves actually turn into something, out of the poverty areas that some of these kids come from. So you hear the stories all the time of some of these kids that come from absolutely nothing and turn into something. I think the same thing can be said with soccer. There are a lot of kids that don't have the luxury of going to these private schools and astute colleges and, getting to play in the major leagues for soccer.
Yeah, I think the biggest reason I think that baseball and soccer both have such a widespread, popularity is really because of the ability to play them from an instance of the cost. right? So
it's not expensive.
a soccer ball, dude. I mean, anybody in the world with a soccer ball can play a game of soccer. I mean, I remember as a kid, especially like 5th or 6th grade, like showing up to school early just so that we could play soccer before the school opened on the field. And I grew up in Southern California, in the Mojave Desert. So I mean, all we had was a desert field that we all played in with 2 fences on either side that we made goals by. There was like ribbon to give it an estimate. So right, like there's no cost.
You shot it between 2 trees, for example, as well.
Exactly.
As
right?
a part of your goal.
Baseball is similar. I mean, as long as you had a stick. I mean, I remember hitting walnuts with sticks when I was a kid just to like practice swinging. So like realistically, I mean, you watch Sandlot like back in the day, like I mean, you could play with anything. I remember playing with tennis balls and just whatever the case.
You made do with what you had at that point.
Yeah, and my neighbor, when I moved here, lived on an apple orchard. We would literally go collect apples and smash apples all day because then you have to go chase them and go get them back. Right? Like it was just an easy way to take batting practice. So when you go to talk about these countries, like the Dominican or Mexico or anywhere in the United States, regardless of where it is, these are 2 sports that I think are just really easy to play, regardless of what your level of financial capabilities is, especially as a kid. 2, it's like a different game. Like playing football is always a blast. You can play catch whenever you want. It's hard to get 22 people. Who's going to want to play offensive lineman? Who's going to be this? Well, it's easy to kind of play soccer and have an offense and a defense.
I mean, I guess you still play 7-on-7.
You could, but it's not how many kids are going to come up with a 7-on-7? You still want, I mean, you do to somewhat with flag football, but in the sense of like just easy backyard games. For instance, you don't need 18 players to play a baseball game as long as you have like 6 or 7 in between the infield and outfield and somebody hitting. We play with ghost runners and all that stuff. You can't play with ghost wide receivers, No. And then the same thing with soccer. I mean, you could play 3-on-3, you could play 5-on-5. I mean, there's games in recess. I remember playing 12, 15. Like it was just anybody that wanted to play. You didn't even know who was on your team, but it was just a fun play, and it was a great way to stay active. So
I know this is really dumb.
Yeah.
But whenever I think of backyard football, I think of Brett Favre and those stupid ass Wrangler commercials that he did. I don't know why. I always think of that.
That is so funny because I would not think that you would even know about those. But
dude, that's exactly that's how I remember. Outside of obviously being a Packers fan, one of the biggest memories I have is of Brett Favre not only leaving our team but then being in these commercials.
That is hilarious.
It was hilarious. I don't know why that just randomly popped into my head and why all of a sudden I remember that. But a little fun fact for you. I specifically remember when I'm not seeing Brett Favre in the Packers, seeing him in those Wrangler commercials.
That is hilarious. All right, so give me just a minute here. I just wanted to pull up. So we were talking a little bit about Bobby Witt. Oh, well, let's finish up on this. So on this topic. So yeah, popularity comes from the fact it's really affordable. It's easy to play. Everybody can really do it. I mean, soccer is one of those sports where you don't really have to have athletic capability when you're starting out at elementary school. So it's very inclusive of everybody playing. And, once again, you're kicking a ball. It's not like you have to catch. You don't have to throw. There's less doing it. When it comes to baseball, very just really easy to do in my senses starting out. You're not hitting against knuckleballs and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that popularity became, made it easily widespread across the world. Yeah. And I think then you had certain areas that took it a little bit further. Japan and is more of like a technical aspect.
I was just about to say they strive. Their culture is based on being extremely technical and knowing the ins and outs of things.
Yeah, and I think that they look at, but obviously they're grooming different types of players over there now. If you look at some of the pictures that are coming over now, like the arm strength is out of this world. The last thing you would think is like power hitters like Shohei.
They come out of Japan of all places.
Right, but I mean, they're definitely starting to take baseball. I mean, not that they didn't already because they always had the Japan leagues. In fact, I think I remember like Major League, the movie, where like they pulled somebody over from the Japan leagues or something like that, and it's like
it's been so long since I've seen that movie, which is so sad.
But so they've definitely become such a big part of baseball in general. And I think that's starting to show, right? So as we talk about the WBC right now, who's where we thought they were? Japan 4-0. I think I messaged you the first day of pool ball where it was like 6:30 in the morning, and it was the bottom of the 5th maybe, and it was almost like Japan was trying not to mercy rule their China so that they can continue to let Shohei hit because he was a triple away from the cycle.
Yeah.
In fact, I think his last at bat was like a line drive down the first baseline. I was like, I would have loved to have seen that sneak by the first baseman because he would have tried to stretch that
100%.
out to hit for the cycle. But he ended up hitting not a grand slam, but maybe it was a grand slam in that game.
I think it was a grand slam.
A double, single, whatever. And so they started off like Japan just came out on fire, exciting, seeing Shohei actually be able to hit and do well. He's not pitching at this at all. I don't believe
he wasn't going
during
to
this period. And then obviously the USA kind of doing what we expected them to do. I think that match in Mexico was a little bit closer than they probably had want. But in fact, I wanted to show. So that game ended up being, 5-3. And let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can all see. And there was a couple of plays where the shortstop, give me his name again.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Yes, is making a name for himself worldwide, I should say. Made some amazing plays. I think this is the first one that without these plays, it could have been a different game.
And he cracks one. Diving stop it short by Will. That is impossible.
Like that is just one of the most insane reaches. It's incredible to see the level of skill that some of these ball players have. Like that is so far in the hole. That is essentially in the outfield by the time he gets
behind him.
Unbelievable play.
Incredible.
I mean, it's just
I don't think you realize. Well, he's reaching out and away from.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Plenty of time.
And yeah,
wow.
I'm not sure who was running, but they were definitely not at full speed, I would say. Or
Alejandro Kirk is 5'6" and he's all of 300 pounds. He was running at full speed right there.
And this is when Skeens was pitching. Skeens, like I said, threw a one-hitter through 4 innings.
Yep.
This must be the second one. Oh, did they just
another diving stop by Bobby Witt as he does it?
No, it's back to back.
Yeah, back to back. Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, no,
the next inning.
It was the next inning. You're right. My bad.
But yeah, so I mean, incredible plays by him, and it was at the point in the game where they needed this because Mexico was continuing to get a base runner on here, struggling out some runners.
Come on, Will.
And then later on, don't make fun of me because I stumble. I have a speech,
I love you.
I have a speech impediment.
No, you don't.
Don't
judged. Lie to the people.
Being judged. It's okay. Speaking of Judge, Aaron Judge then comes out of after this inning, and after the 5th inning, it comes out. It's a 2-run homer, followed up by a 3-run homer by Anthony.
And Anthony.
And then Mexico inches their way back in. It's 5-3, and I mean the closer came in and did his job, got the last 2 outs with a runner on, but. That game could have went a multitude of different ways. I was surprised it was so close. But once again, U.S. is who we thought they were. They're undefeated as well, 3-0 in play. Where I'm interested to see what happens, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. Venezuela and the DR are both undefeated. They play tomorrow night.
It's gonna be a good game tomorrow night.
I mean, the DR is ridiculously packed. So the paper would tell me that they're gonna smoke them. Tatis, Soto, Guerrero Jr., Machado, Marte are all on the offensive line. I think it's like when you hear that, it's an NL All-Star roster right there.
That is typically yes.
And then the only ones that I'm aware of on Venezuela from my limited baseball mode is Perez, Contreras, and Acura.
Acuna.
God, I was about to say Acura.
Acura.
So obviously they've got more than that on their roster, and this is baseball, right? That's what we love about baseball is
this is indeed baseball, right?
You could have the 9 best hitters on your team and lose.
Yeah.
At any point in time, just by them having a bad day, just by a pitcher having his stuff together.
The baseball gods do not reward you just because you have a stacked lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that's like saying, if you're going against Shohei, like you have to walk him every time or he's going to go 4 for 4. Like, no, there's days he goes 0 for 4 and 0 for 5.
Plenty, with 4 strikeouts and no walks and anything like that.
Right? Now, I'm not not so often maybe with Shohei, but the best hitters in baseball have overs. That's why the Hall of Fame inducts people that are batting 300 and above, right? It's the one thing in life where if you're 30%
200 and above, you realize how bad some batting averages can be, and you can still be an MLB Hall of Famer. In reality, I don't know another sport. I really don't know another sport that you can fail more than 75% of the time and still be considered one of the greatest to ever do it.
Well, and that's the thing, right? It's one of those things where we talk about in sales and things like that. You know, it's like baseball. If you can be successful 30% of the time, you can end up in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, the DR's got Alcantara starting for them against Rodriguez for Venezuela. That game's tomorrow night, I think 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm actually hoping to catch that game.
It's gonna be a great game. You're not gonna be disappointed if you stay up watching, see a lot of the good action that's gonna be coming.
Yeah, and like I said, it's pool games, right? So it's really just a matter of seeding and where the quarterfinals and all that's going to be lined up. But it's not necessarily going to eliminate one or the other.
You never know.
But it'll definitely put one of them in a tougher play out than the other, right? Winning that pool definitely means you only have to face two of the best teams out there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. But
it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm still saying it's Japan versus the United States.
I mean, it's hard not to say that right now, but you know, and then again, you listen to that DR lineup, and it's like, man, anything can happen. Paul Skeens can't pitch every game.
To be fair, they've always been this stacked.
Sure, of course,
the majority of the teams come from the United States, Japan, the Dominican Republic, and Venezuela.
Right.
By nature, you're going to have the four best teams be those guys, unless you're Brazil and have a 17-year-old who face Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
you remember seeing that against when they were playing Brazil?
Yeah, of course.
Joseph Contreras. He's 17. Could you imagine? Could you just imagine that? Oh, it's the middle of February. Oh, I'm in third period at 10 o'clock. Hey, teach. I gotta leave at 2 o'clock. Or I gotta leave here at 12 o'clock after lunch. I gotta go throw 100 miles an hour today and get Aaron Judge out, grounded out on a bases loaded play.
Well, you know, it's funny because originally the Olympics used to be about amateur athletes, and it's turned into more professional athletes, sponsorship, everything else. And when it comes to the WBC, it's great to see our favorite baseball players go out there and dominate, whether it's for Team USA, whether it's seeing guys like Shohei on, Japan, or Acuna and all these other guys across these different areas.
Acuna.
Whatever.
Ronald Acuna. No, you're gonna get flamed. You're gonna get flamed for saying that wrong.
Acuna Matata. That being said, it's more fun hearing the stories of these guys like that were electricians in their country.
Like they were plumbers at 5 o'clock today.
Their country had like a tryout. Like, could you imagine going into you work out at what's the name of the gym you work out at?
No, we're not giving shameless plugs to the gym.
No names, please.
I work out at
I work out at one of the warehouse gyms here in Medina, Ohio. If you're looking for a gym in Northeast Ohio, warehouse gyms is where it's out. Say what's up to my guy Craig. But that being said, it'd be awesome to like walk into the bathroom one day and on the mirror, it's like, hey, USA baseball tryouts. Come on out.
Yeah, please bring bat and glove in hand. Ready.
But like, that's what some of these countries have. Like, could you imagine in Israel, like they probably have two. It's like, hey, join our army and we'll bomb Iran, or hey, bring a bat and glove to the baseball field tomorrow and join the fight against the USA or whatever.
I don't watch the news, so I don't get that reference. So people that are older than 35 will laugh at that. People at the age of 30 and under, like myself, won't know what the hell you're talking about.
All right. So basically what Ed's saying is that he and the rest of the 35-year-olds and under in this country are complete morons and have no idea what's going on in the world today. But
what is money?
That being said,
you wanted to talk about something real special here, and I really am excited to get into it. We were talking about the UFC.
Yeah.
Well, just before this, obviously, did you get the chance to see last week's program?
I didn't watch anything on last week's fight, but you were really excited.
Last week's fight, I loved last week's fight because the BMF title is AKA the bad motherfucker title. It's a cool concept. It's been pretty hard to execute outside of UFC 300, which was Gaethje and Holloway, which I personally loved. It was one of the best ends to a fight ever. I think that could be considered a hell of a probably one of the best finishes of all time. If you've never seen it, they pretty much duke it out for a little bit. All, go to the end here. And at the horn, Max Holloway knocks out Justin Gaethje. Lights out cold.
Yeah.
One of the best knockouts you'll ever see in your life. Probably one of the most pinnacle moments of the UFC to ever be watched. And the bad motherfucker title, I don't remember necessarily who started it, but it was it was more of just a company gimmick to say like, hey, you're the best out there to do it. You're the baddest motherfucker in the ring. And I liked last week's fight because I'm a big fan of Charles Oliveira. I hated watching him get stomped out by Ilia Topuria. I forget who he fought after Ilia to get to this fight, but I also love Holloway as well. Those two are awesome. You have one of the best strikers of all time in Holloway. He's a fucking mauler, to say the least. If you've never seen any Max Holloway highlights, you need to get on him. You'd like him a lot.
All right.
And you have Charles Oliveira, who's a big-time grappler. He's the best submission artist in the UFC history of all time. He has the most submission finishes, everything. And I thought it was going to be great, and it turned out to suck. 5 rounds, decision, and you pretty much had Oliveira smoke the shit out of him on the ground. The second Oliveira got his hands on Holloway, it was game over.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Because you have the best submission artist going up against one of the best strikers. And I mean, Oliveira manhandled him any way he wanted him to.
Higher Caliber Podcast said Kimbo Slice. What?
Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice didn't do anything in his UFC career, but he was a legendary backyard fighter.
That is very well true.
But I don't think the BMF title needs to ever be its own actual lead fight. It doesn't need to be the main fight on the card.
Right.
It shouldn't be, because it's created by the UFC. It's not an actual sanctioned belt. So
right.
It doesn't matter how many times you win it. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything outside of the fighter.
Well, you know what? Let's get into that actually, because I also messaged you about another fight that's coming up, and obviously we're one of the things that's nice about the UFC is their partnership with Netflix, right? And
no, it's Paramount Plus.
I'm sorry, Paramount Plus, and you're able to see the entire fight when it comes out. But what's recently become kind of a fad, I would say, really over the last, gosh, it's probably actually going back 8 years ago, back when McGregor was going to fight Mayweather the first time, right? Is these matches, these nostalgia fights. Like,
didn't that happen? That happened in like 2017.
Yeah, it was actually when it was a terrible day, actually, the first time the fight was supposed to happen. I don't know if it actually happened that night or if it got canceled or we just had to cancel our get-together. Dude, craziest thing, we were actually having a big party here. I just started dating my wife at that point, and actually her dad had passed that day. So it's like,
oh shit,
like it like ruined the whole experience of the idea of this fight coming up that night. But that being said, these nostalgia fights have kind of really taken over. We all want, it's like the stuff that when I was a kid specifically, you're actually getting to witness it, but it was like, man, I'd love to see, this guy fight this guy or this person fight this person, and it didn't match up, right?
I have to stop you here for one quick second.
Go ahead.
People don't miss the fights like that. People don't care about the nostalgia of it, of watching these people fight. They care about how they want to chase the feeling of how they felt when they saw it happen.
Well, if you're talking about seeing like a Mike Tyson today,
I'm just saying,
fight now versus back then,
I'm saying is people always say like, oh, I miss the good old days and this, that, and the other, regardless of what it is. They don't care necessarily about those days. About those days themselves. They care about how they felt in those days.
Oh, I would disagree on that part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I definitely felt better when I was back in those days, but at the same point in time, no, I think that when you look back, it's like, I miss the days before cell phones. Why?
100%.
Why? Right? Like, but when we're talking about these fights, back in the day, we used to have conversations all the time of like, oh, I wish I could see this guy fight this guy, or like, I wish Mike Tyson could go back and fight Ali. Like, man, could you imagine what that fight would be
100%.
like? And we always came up with created these ideas of like cool fights that we'd like to see. And then even, in regular sports on a day-to-day basis, like, oh, I'd love to see
LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah, LeBron and Jordan go against each other, or watching Jordan versus Kobe, or watching Jordan versus Magic. I mean, Jordan versus Magic when I was a kid was like the ultimate game, right? And it didn't happen that often. So now we've built up these nostalgia fights. We're going to talk about a couple of guys that are going to probably enter back in the ring. Conor McGregor is back in the talks with UFC. He's negotiating his comeback.
He's been saying that forever. I don't buy it.
He's actively in negotiations right now to come back with the UFC. They're trying to find a fight for him right now.
Because he's got to get off all those steroids too.
Yeah, there's gonna be a time. I heard that about a month ago. He actually started cleared his way through. What's the drug protocol for UFC? Who does it through?
It's not Oops.
UDA.
I don't know. It's like the Nevada. It's like the Nevada State.
Yeah, whatever.
State Drug Administration.
But so the other night I'm watching something and I see this fight about to come up on Netflix, and I was like, this is a fight I would have liked to seen 10 years ago. What is going? Is this? I thought it was fake. Actually, I don't even think I saw it on like a TV show or anything. I think I just saw it on the news. So
Right.
here's the next fight being added to the card for Netflix as far as nostalgia fights. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. This is going to lead us into one of our top 5s for the night. So here we go.
So this is the low-key welcome?
Low-key welcome.
That's so funny. I don't want to skip over.
Welcome to Netflix.
I mean, we're having like such a welcome and everyone's treating it like it's such a big deal, but we've been doing this like behind the scenes for like over a year. It just seems so
funny
obvious
'cause
that
now
this
like
was
everything's such a
the
production.
biggest women's fight of all time, maybe even the
So
biggest MMA
confused.
fight of all time. This is
The
going to be
biggest
something
fight
great,
of
and that's
all
something that's
time.
never
So
been
this was
done
actually in
before in
2012
women's
and
combat
13.
sports.
This is one of the most desired fights in MMA.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Look at this girl. Still looking sexy as all get out.
Welcome to MVP. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Gina.
So how much do you know about Gina?
I don't know much, to be honest with you.
So Gina's family is fucking loaded. Like,
Really?
yes.
Is this face
All right,
off?
so I'll stop sharing this.
Is that
for a
Andrew
minute.
Tate? Is that Tate right there? Is
It
that
looks
Cobra Tate?
Just like Tate, dude. That is scary.
Is
how
that
much
Cobra
Tate? So I'm trying to remember who her family actually comes from.
And again, so my history and knowledge when it comes to the UFC kind of jumps around. One of the biggest memories I have is Ronda. Of course, she was the biggest female star. She was arguably the biggest star during her run, which rightfully so. I mean, she was undefeated for a very long time.
12-0, I think, before she got her. Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, well, there's some fights in here. I don't want to spoil just what we have coming up because I do have some good notes here for you. But yes, she did have a good run at one point. Also, to answer your question, the UFC drug testing program is independently administered by Combat Sports Anti-Doping, led by former FBI agent George Pyro. The program, which replaced USADA, utilizing Drug-Free Sports
There we
International.
go.
That was, yeah, so USADA. It was USADA. So now it's called CSAD as of 2024.
Interesting. So we got Gina versus Ronda. It's
And
Netflix fight.
I still can't see anything. Is that all right?
What are you seeing?
Well, I don't know. Whatever you're typing up.
I'm not typing anything up.
I'm sorry then. Jeez. I don't know if you're reading something or
no,
not.
I told you
again,
everything
if
that I'm
you're
sharing
here-
with everybody will
If
be
you're
up there
here in
for you to
Northeast
see.
Ohio, please, we are looking for a producer here so we don't have to do this 24/7.
All right, so Gina Carano's grandfather was like a
Yeah.
huge figure in the Nevada gambling scene. He actually founded the El Dorado Hotel in Reno in 1973. It started like the whole El Dorado resorts. So they actually acquired Caesars in a $17 billion deal
shit.
back there. So they are all connected to Harrah's, Caesar's Palace, El Dorado, Silver Legacy
What?
Resort. Yeah, her father was a Cowboys quarterback, and you might recognize her from the Fast and Furious. So just like
I recognize her
Ronda-
from The Mandalorian as well.
Yes, I was going to say that was the other one I was going to bring up. So Gina and Ronda both kind of left fighting for different reasons. Both of them then pursued somewhat of an acting career. Gina a little bit more successful, I think, in that. Although Ronda played quite a few little side pieces here and
like
there.
Entourage, like we watched.
Well, you know, I was gonna say, so those who don't remember some of her previous things, we're gonna actually play one of those here in a little bit.
Holy shit, dude. Okay, so I'm looking at this right now. You have Fast and Furious 6, The Mandalorian, Haywire, Deadpool, Extraction, Heist, Bone and Blood. I mean, there's a lot of decent movies. I Am Bruce Lee. Wow, she was in a lot of stuff. American Gladiator.
Yeah, well, because I mean,
Bleeding Steel.
she's a badass.
I wasn't familiar. Gina Carano. I'm sorry. I'm
All right,
was
so you
unfamiliar with
might
your game.
you might want to remember Rhonda's previous Entourage experience.
Still time to leave. I don't think she saw you yet.
Too late.
This is like the greatest TV series ever. Do
Hey,
yourselves
Rhonda.
a favor,
Never seen this.
guys. If you're out there,
Hey, Turtle.
make sure that
How do you bring your backup dancers with you everywhere?
Hey, ESPN HD
Sorry,
TV
miss.
full game live. Let's go.
Oh, you said
like
I want to
some spamming.
apologize.
What is there really to apologize about?
Chat
I didn't want
ban
you to
him.
have the wrong idea.
Chat ban him.
What was the right idea?
I want to take you out.
So then why just talk about us doing business?
Because this guy got in my head, all right, telling me that there's no way you'd be interested in me. And
Not very manly to let another guy influence what you do with a lady, bro.
Especially this guy.
Dude, if you want, you gotta watch that series.
I've never
Turtle's
seen it.
shy, and he really likes you. Promise, he could care less about business.
Everyone in this town has an angle.
I don't. I really, really don't. So let me prove it to you. What do you want to do? You want to take me in the ring? I'll let you beat me up for a round.
Let me? You know he does box and do some cardio.
I meant like I will fight back.
You couldn't last 30 seconds with me if your life depended on it. I could really hurt you, Turtle.
So I last 30 seconds. You let me take you out on a proper date.
Last 60 seconds and I'll let you fuck me.
YouTube, don't ban us.
How much time? 3 seconds.
The best part is he takes a swing.
That's not good.
Tap out,
Yeah,
Turtle.
no, it's never gonna work out.
Tap row break it.
So Rhonda, oh, this is so brutal. I have a hard time watching this.
Don't tap that, Ronda. I don't quit. I just wanted to take you to dinner. Fine.
Would you let Ronda Rousey break your arm for a day?
This is how do I say this? This could be a part of one of the memes where it says the worst thing that she could say is no.
Yeah.
And then this actually appears. Actually, she could break your arm just because you wanted to take her to dinner.
So let me ask you this. You've seen Gina, you've seen Ronda. They're now, I mean, they were in their prime in the 12s and 13 13s. Like this was a fight that back then you
They're also in
wanted
their
to see.
40s now, dude. We're talking about something that
that's
was
where I want to go with this.
17 years ago.
But they're still very sexy women, right? They still have definitely the appeal. So they're going to bring that aspect. What part of this sells the most? Is it the
I literally thought you were about to say they're bringing that ass back. I was like, what the fuck?
Bring that ass, that back ass. No, so is it nostalgia? Is it the big money? What actually gets these women to come back and fight?
It's fucking money, dude.
It's such huge money, right?
It's not like either of them need this at all. They still made all of their money from UFC. Gina, obviously, now me understanding that she has a wealthy family, like they don't need this. They're just doing this because they want it. They just want to be seen again. Everybody it's not about anything about what you have done in your past. It is all about in society right now is what have you done for me recently?
Yeah, you know what's interesting?
Ronda
about
hasn't
this
done
too?
anything for us recently. Gina Carano, when she got fired from The Mandalorian, outside of that, what has she done for me recently?
I mean, yeah, but at the same point in time, it's kind of excited to see this fight. How it's going to pan out. I mean, let's be honest. What are these women at comparative to where they were when they were in their prime?
It's not going to be
Nowhere near
anything
the
special.
same. It'll probably be a sloppy, messy fight. Chances are either Ronda's going to win by submission or Gina's more of a fighter, more of a striker. She's going to end up taking her out.
Dude, you
with
want to
her
know
fist.
why
We'll
Ronda
see.
retired from the UFC?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Don't give that away because her second to last fight is one of the top 5 fights in tonight's top 5, and I don't want to. I don't want to give it away.
Listen, Will, I'm just gonna say this. Let's just roll into it then. Seriously,
Just roll into what, Ed?
Well, let's roll into talking about this today. We talked about could Ronda compete in today's UFC, and I absolutely said there's no chance in all hell.
Yeah.
1, she's old, and 2, she got exposed. When she was fighting, her fighting style got exposed.
Well, you know what, Ed? I think you're right. It's time that we roll into tonight's Guys Sports Night top 5. Does that not get you a little pumped up? All right, so tonight
I didn't know you had these slides with you and everything.
I'm trying to get a little bit better. Imagine if I had a producer and I didn't have to do all this myself. It'd be really awesome. So once again, hey, Guys Sports Night, we are looking for a producer. If you're in Northeast Ohio and you want to be part of the podcast, talk sports once a week, get together, have a good time. This is the spot for you. So tonight, once again, we're doing our top 5 sexiest fights ever in honor of Gina versus Ronda.
Wait. What do you mean sexiest fights?
Top 5 sexiest fights.
No,
requires 2 sexy
Will.
individuals.
No, Will. You said sex appeal fights. I have it right here.
Sexy, sex appeal.
No. What?
It's the same thing.
No,
Ed.
it's not.
It is the same thing.
Bro, when we discussed this, when you sent this over to me last night, you gave me the definition as sex appeal in quotations. These fights were the hype, personalities, drama, and star power were off the charts. I didn't pick anything sexy about my fighters.
So what you're saying is we missed the sexy part of it. Whoops. Well, that being said, Ed, we still got a top 5 sexiest freaking fights of all time. Are you guys ready to hear
Well,
this?
hold on. I have to make mine are all dudes. Like I have no. I'm sorry. There's one.
Should
match.
we do yours first, Ed?
Sure. Okay.
Let's hear your top 5 sexiest fights as we go into this tonight,
dude.
And maybe next time we'll wait. We won't wait until the final hour of Monday night. Yeah,
the day before, because me and you both have lives and are busy. Okay, so
for you guys listening, make sure you like and subscribe to the show.
'cause
Please
now
join the
this
show,
is-
make it more interesting. We're listening for your comments. Who's your sexiest fights of all time?
Well, my
now that you
sex
know
appeal fights,
Eds
and
are all
again-
guys, you can tell us how you really feel.
Okay, so here's the thing. When we were discussing this is the notes that you sent over to me, and the definition of when we went into our topics of fights in combat sports. The definition for the audience is these are fights where the hype, personality, drama, and star power were off the charts. So in my mind, I'm not thinking of anything sexual. I'm thinking of the baddest, most awesome fights that we've seen, where the buildup, where everybody makes their money in talking up a fight is made, where the drama and the personalities of the guys or girls in this instance clash, and it's hilarious, and the drama that unfolds from it,
all right,
and the
enough
stars that were
talk,
created.
more action. Let's hear your top 5 sexiest fights of all time.
Would you stop saying it like that? Okay.
That's the name
I have
of
no
the segment.
problem with anybody in a
Five.
homosexual relationship, but for me,
Let me
I am
start this over,
heterosexual
guys.
male.
This is the top 5 sexiest fights.
Stop playing it like that. I'm never gonna beat the allegations, Will.
All right, what's what's one of your top 5 sexiest
One of my
fights?
top. Stop saying it like that, Will. My first fight is the John Bones Jones versus Daniel Cormier series. You have two guys, DC, by the books type of fighter. Always was he was the hero in the story that never fucking won. And John Jones was this dirty villain, just absolute ruthless, sticking against the books between drugs, speeding tickets, allegations against him, arrests, everything like
allegedly.
that. Allegedly, of course, we're just speaking lawyer here. And he won every single time. I mean, dude, you're talking about two guys that hate each other so much. They literally said, "Hey, pussy, are you still there? I want to fucking kill you. I'm going to come over there." They beat each other up in a Las Vegas hotel lobby.
Awesome.
A fucking Las Vegas hotel lobby. They beat
awesome.
the shit out of each other up at.
So that's your first. Now, was there baby
hated
oil
each other.
involved in that sexy fight?
Huh?
Baby oil involved in that sexy
Big dog.
fight?
Like, I'm seriously going to quit this podcast if you're going to start this shit.
Don't get upset. It's okay.
It's not like that. It's really fucked up. Okay. But two guys who ultimately continue to build their careers off of that. Obviously, DC didn't stick around as long as John did.
Well, John Jones is probably the greatest fighter to ever be in the MMA.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
Would you say sexy debatable? All right, what's your next fight? What's your next fight?
We can stop this right now.
What's your next sexiest?
No, maybe I don't want
next sexiest fight.
Maybe you can go. Go ahead.
All right. Back to. I love the epic music.
It sounds like the fucking Marvel intro when fucking Thor comes out of the sky and comes down into Wakanda and he's trying to find Thanos. My next fight that I had is Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor. Okay, that fight was awesome. But from 2009 to 2015, Jose Aldo beat everyone, including Chad Mendes, Uriah Faber, Frankie Edgar, and what Conor was his first ever UFC loss. That belt fight just destroyed him. He went 7-8 in his career after that fight, and it just turned him completely into a shell of a person that he was after that. He got up and was crying. Did you ever see the video of him back in the locker room where he was at? He literally crawls up into a fetal position and cries because McGregor beat him at that time. And Frankie Edgar beat him again at one point. Conor really didn't, I'll be honest with you. Conor really didn't went off the rails after this fight. He won and lost against Diaz. He lost to Khabib and Poirier. He did beat Eddie Alvarez, so that helped him become the double champ. But outside of that, it was all really whatever. I mean, he really didn't have that much of a career after this fight.
No.
Like most of the time, he was so young at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat Holloway early on in his career. He just continued to project himself even further. But after that, it's the Khabib drama. It's the broken leg against Poirier.
Well, I mean, that's a big deal. But I think what tends to happen too. I mean, some of these guys. The thing about John Jones is you never heard about John Jones unless you were a true MMA fan and you were always watching the fights and stuff like that. An average outsider didn't hear about MMA, right? Didn't hear about John Jones. Whereas some of these guys that we're talking about, when you're talking about specifically McGregor, he was all over the TV, whether it was acting in a film, being part of a commercial, being part of a TV. John Jones, honestly, I couldn't even tell you what John Jones looked like if I saw him on the street.
Okay, and that's I'm
not saying that he's not a big name in MMA. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the average fan wouldn't know who John Jones is, because I know who
it's the
John
same thing.
Jones
Like if I showed you a picture of Mike, if I showed a random civilian of who Mike Trout was or Babe Ruth, they wouldn't be able to tell me who that is.
Most likely. Babe Ruth, I think they would actually. But no, but McGregor was all over everything. Like everybody knew because it wasn't just his fighting that was big. It was his personality. It was the crazy shit that he said. I mean, he's running for fucking president of Ireland right now.
Oh, trust me.
So,
I think people knew who. I can promise you. Have you read up on anything John Jones has ever done?
No, because I'm an average fan, dude.
I think if you really want to take your UFC knowledge to the next level, you can look up and just realize how much of a piece of shit John Jones is.
And that might very well be the case, but he's still considered probably the best fighter. But either way, let's get back to sexy fights because we're messing this up. So you've got two men on men fighting each other three different times.
Stop saying it like that.
Well,
okay?
I just wanted to make sure because sexiest fights to me that's not where I was going with it.
Maybe that you should read your prompts that you send over to me first.
Now, you know what, guys? Maybe the viewers can help us out. So if you're a viewer out there and you're listening to the podcast, we would love to actually make sure the camera's on both of us. We would love your input. What do you think the sexiest MMA fights are to date? We've got a list of the 5. This is stemming back to the news that Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey are going to be fighting. They will be fighting, I believe, in June on Netflix. So in honor of this attention-getting Netflix booty oil-rubbing fight that they're putting on of two veterans that were in their heyday in the 14 to 15 years ago, we thought we'd go ahead and bring up what some of the other best fights would have done and what would they have done for the Netflix. What would they have done for the Netflix viewership? So we're going to start off with my number 5 and let's add her to the screen. And maybe we should do this one more time. Special thanks to Grok for all its hard work on our graphics and visualization, and ChatGPT as well. Once I was able to get around the firewall of telling me that I can't create a photo with a woman in a bathing suit or boxing gear, we were finally able to create these beautiful images. So let's start off with number 5, Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Evil Eye. This was my number 5 overall fight. I mean, you just look at these women. They're both absolutely stunning, of course. But
I clearly had just completely missed the mark.
The bell. But let's take a look at. I got a little footage on a couple of these, so we'll pull up these as we're going through the top 5. So this was just a little footage from.
Oh, fuck! Oh my God!
Jesus!
You heard that? You heard that smack of that leg right
it
against
is
her head.
so quick. It
bang! Rolls that hip over and
brutal, dude. So it's not enough to just be in the top 5. You got to do some serious damage in the top 5. We're not just here to post up beautiful women and go from there. The next one I got is Ronda Rousey versus Miesha Tate. So number 4 on the list, Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate. This is one of Ronda's big fights because Tate was in her prime at that time. And she actually beat her, I think, twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she did.
Both by submission. Obviously, that's what she does. So let's just take a little bit. Miesha puts in a big hit.
Oh, right to her face.
The jabs are brutal. Like, that's how you take out Ronda. But you let her get into the body, dude.
Bang,
down.
brings her down. Yep.
She's done. Like this ended up in an armbar in about 25 to 30 seconds. So number 4, Ronda Rousey versus Tate. What do you think so far? How we doing on the sexy aspect of this?
I hate my life.
All right, number 3, Paige Van Zant. She's going to make a couple appearances on here.
I think I need to do some research on her.
And Rachel Ostovich. So this fight's these date back a little bit, but we're going to get into a little bit of these. Paige was quite the beast in her prime. But this has ended up like this is actually the BKFC. They did fight in the UFC as well.
Damn.
I don't like this is just straight brutal fighting.
Yeah, there ain't no protection there.
Now, Rachel ends up beating her in that fight. You should definitely watch the fight though, because Paige gets a little out of craziness, a little out of hand with her crazy swings and misses. And when she misses, she tires herself out, and Rachel walks away.
Can I be honest with you before we go on here? I have to just be really honest with the viewers and us in general. I don't like watching women fight.
Fair enough.
It's not anything personal against them. It's not a sexist thing. It's more of a these women especially could beat the ever living breaks off of me. So I'm going to be careful with what I say here. I just don't find it attractive. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea in watching it.
Well, speaking of not finding it attractive, next one we have up is Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey. So, ladies, if you're out there, I'm sorry to tell you that Ed does not find you attractive, which is probably why he listed 6 men as his sexiest fights.
Those are redacted comments. I disavow those comments. I will not be speaking anytime soon until my lawyer is present.
But those of you who know anything about Ronda Rousey, this is really the second to last fight and really what ended up being the end of Ronda Rousey, in my opinion. I mean, she's dazed and confused.
Never have we seen this.
Bang. Oh. You do realize you're showing me Holly Holmes here?
Yeah, it's Holmes versus
I'm
Rousey.
sorry. I thought you were showing me something else here for a second. I thought you were still showing me Rachel.
Oh, here it is.
Oh. Bing.
Done.
Oh. Yep. Shout out to Herb Dean.
That's it. That was all she wrote. So yeah, number 2 overall fight, overall sexiest.
That really destroyed.
MMA
You do
fight.
realize how much of an impact that loss destroyed her career.
Yeah, because there was actually a rematch scheduled, and it got canceled. I want to say like 6 months later it was supposed to happen, and I think
she actually was part of a case study that showed how much long-term damage she had due to her concussion. So she had to medically retire.
Yeah,
which is why I don't like I don't give a shit about.
She did fight one more time, I think, after
once.
that fight though.
Yeah, so that was
I think
her second loss.
She did win, or no? She lost that one as well.
She ended on a loss.
Yeah,
she lost to Holly Holmes, and I want to say I think I actually have it in my notes here. No, I don't. All I have is she beat Miesha Tate twice. She was actually the first ever woman to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, though.
You don't say.
2018. Crazy run. Only lasted 5 years, but those 2 bad losses that she did have at the end of her career.
Yeah.
Sub 1 minute.
Wow. Yeah. Well, our top fight for sexiest female fights of all time, Michelle Waterson and once again Paige Van Zant making a return to the top 5. And we're going to go ahead and show a little clip of this number 1, which should be this one right here. Let's rewind it for the viewers, please.
Don't forget, when we are done here on Fox, go to FS1 for our post-fight show. John Ennis,
Michelle Waterson is such a badass, dude.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I would definitely not fuck with her.
That was a gorgeous head and arm throw.
And Paige is no joke either. I mean, she was a heck of a fighter before, you know, kind of things turned around. And she was really one of the biggest names as far as women goes for a minute. So that one was what I had as my top 5. A second here. Apologize,
You're good.
guys.
You're good.
So I don't have it pulled up here, but I'm going to pull it up while we're waiting. There was one fight that was classified as what would have been the sexiest fight of all time. Now, unfortunately, it did not actually make the happen. One of them had to retire just before the fight was taking place. And I actually just heard the story for the first time today on why she actually retired. But give me just a minute here. I'm going to pull this up as soon as I can.
And as we mentioned here, if you guys want on a Tuesday night, kind of relax, talk about some dudes, just talk about some
dudes. That's
not.
That's
Twice.
twice. That is absolutely twice. That
If
you've
you
done
guys
that.
want to tune in and listen to me and Will talk about sports, including the UFC, baseball, and so many other things on a weekly basis, come and join us here, Guys Night Podcast, Tuesday, every Tuesday night, I should say, at 6. What are we keeping it consistent at 6 or 6:30?
6:30 start time. That way, if you guys want to join the show, you can. All right, number one, sexiest fight that never took place is a boxing match. 2 Aussies, Avril Mathie versus Abani Bridges. This fight was supposed to take place. It was supposed to be a great bantamweight fight, and unfortunately, Avril had to retire after this. She actually preparing for the fight, got hit a couple of times, and she said it was like nothing she had done before. No special punch or anything that took her out. It was just 2 hits that she remembers distinctly now, and unfortunately, the concussion was just something where, you know, some people are told things during a concussion period that it's like, hey, you really can't take on another one of these again. Some are told you shouldn't take on another one. It was enough for her just not to jeopardize her future. So that would have been probably the sexiest and most awesome fight of women in a boxing match probably in the last decade or more. And unfortunately, it's the fight that never happened, Ed. So now that we kind of know where I stand when we talk about sexiest fights, and we know where you stand when we have sexiest fights. So when we have this conversation in the future, like, you know, sexiest WWE matchups, if you could not refrain from including The Undertaker, I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, totally. I got you. I mean, listen, I got to give props. When I see a good looking guy, I'm just going to say it. A good looking dude. I'm comfortable in my own sexuality. I'll say it.
Now we only
I have no problems with that. Do you have any problems with that, Will?
Not at all.
Okay, then.
Not at all.
Now, can I also mention 2 more things to you before we move on to a different topic here?
Well, I was going to finish one thing up, but go ahead.
Oh, no. You know what? Go ahead. I'll leave my stuff alone. Go ahead and show them the WWE fight that me and you talked about.
Well, actually, go ahead. I can't find the exact one that you're talking about, but this one was going to make my top list here. But I figured we would keep it to unscripted. So here we go.
All of them want to tear each other apart here. This is
Let's fast forward this a little bit. This is a classy fight.
What are we?
Obviously, we had to have a couple on there that
We had to be a little unscripted with it.
you know,
but
what are you
that's
gonna
funny.
do? What are you gonna do? So
We gotta love old WWE stuff because honestly, what it was back in the day, primo.
dude, it used to be so much fun. So that was the Guys Sports Night top 5. I need a little more to that. It's just like I feel like
do it one more time. Do it just one more time for yourself. Just do it one more time for yourself.
You say for myself, but you kind of seem. Yes.
All right. So in my last 2 points were when we're talking about fights, Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. What a sexy knockout that was. Look, I'm going to say it. The fight lasted 6 seconds. Well, did you ever see that clip? It's the fastest knockout in UFC history.
I mean, it must have been sexy if it lasted 6 seconds.
Have you never
Ed.
seen it?
No, I haven't. Should I pull this up?
Yes. What are we doing
All
here?
right, who am I pulling up here?
All right, Ben Askren versus George Masvidal. And not George spelled.
It's Jor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 6 seconds, folks. If you wanted sexy, 6 seconds.
You're going to get sexy. This is like first time experience.
All
6
right,
seconds.
Let's see. I want to make sure I get this is a 3-minute and 15-second video.
Yeah, you pretty much can just pull it up right before the knockout.
All right, hold on a second.
Because that's all you're really ever going to need to see of this fight. I wouldn't even call it a fight. I would call it a scrimmage.
the building, and these guys just flapping gums at each other.
This is one of the sexiest
Any
fights lasted the
chance?
entire
I mean, it is a sexy knockout.
The fight clock
3,
is brought
2,
to you by
1,
Novell.
done. That's the fight.
Yeah.
6 seconds. 6 seconds, Will.
Dude, it almost looked like an accident, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he meant to knock him out or do anything other than freak him out by jumping at him. I don't even know.
No, he threw a flying knee. He threw a flying knee at him.
I know, but it didn't like it looked like it was going to hit him in the midsection. Did the guy like literally put his we can watch it in slow motion.
So here's the thing. So who Ben Askren was at that time, and glad to know that Ben Askren has made some recovery. He had some health issues earlier in the year, but Ben was coming over from Bellator, which is another fighting promotion, and he had a target straight on his back. So before this fight, he fought Robbie Lawler, and he won by submission, which is extremely controversial. You can go into it. I'll send you some stuff on it here. Robbie took it like a champ. He knew Herb Dean was a great, officiator for the UFC at that time, and he still is to this day. But going into that, Ben just put that target on his back, and Jorge wanted to shut him up over it because he's riding high. At the time, I think he was like 18-0. He was 19-0 going into the UFC, and George wanted to shut him up, and he did it with the fastest knockout ever. It was a great build-up because Ben didn't play the game back then. You had to sell that fight. I'm the best to ever do it, man. And Ben Askren was like, no, he's fat and ugly. His hair is stupid. Have you ever, those type of insults to Jorge Masvidal? Masvidal's like, man, we're going to see what it is. You're going to see what it is. Come October 13th, we're going to see what it is. We're going to see what this guy's made of right here. And boom! Knocks him the fuck out.
Yeah,
what a great one.
That was a great fight.
My last one coming up to you. Just not a sexy fight. Just definitely one of the best comeback stories. Michael Bisping versus Luke Rockhold and UFC 199.
Yeah.
Listen, UFC, it was Rockhold 2. I'm sorry, not 1. He already had his eye messed up from Vitor Belfort back in 2013. So he was legally blind at that point in his right eye. He was fooling everybody with, false optometry tests, everything like that. He made his way pretty much into being able to still fight. And in this, he's actually shooting a movie at this time. He's stepped away from MMA movies. And he's shooting a movie. Gets a call from Dana. He is 2 weeks, I think it was 10 days even, before this fight that he has to take on with Luke Rockhold. So, and mind you already, Luke Rockhold beat him once already.
Right.
Beat the shit out of him at once. Goes in, first round knockout.
Wow. One
of the best fights. Watching him raise the championship belt and seeing that is just awesome. So to me, the story behind who Michael Bisping is, and how his impact is even on the UFC today, seeing that fight now, it comes full circle and you're like, holy shit, what a great moment.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And for you guys listening, please comment on your top 5 fights. We're talking sexiest fights. My version and Ed's version.
No, listen.
2 different. We'd like to hear your version, whichever one it is. Do you want to comment on the top 5 sexiest fights and name, 5 women on women fights? Or would you prefer the Diddy style?
No, there ain't no Diddy shit going on here. Don't be
no
doing
Diddy
that.
fight like a P Diddy fight. No.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to bring DC over here?
Okay, let's wrap up this MMA comeback tour. We were going to do something on top comebacks in MMA, and really, frankly, it's one of the few sports where comebacks just don't really work because once you take your body out of that cycle, I feel like, of training for a fight, it's just not the same.
It's
after
possible. It really is possible.
It is, but it's not on the top. For the few. These guys are
if
already.
You walk away from the UFC, I feel
like
like you have a hard time getting back into the ring and enjoying getting the shit punched out of you. But then again, getting the shit kicked out of you for fun, and you have to have a little bit of some screws loose.
And just like every other sport, dude, these athletes keep you're better, faster, everything in between. So I think if you're a guy, Rousey and Gerardo, for instance, they retired in 2012, 13 time frame. They're coming back 13 years later.
No, what are you talking about?
16.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey in 2012, 2013, she was 7-8-0.
Yeah, I'm saying that was the prime. If you're fighting them,
okay. I thought you were saying they were
retired. You don't even listen
to
what you're saying, dude. Yeah, if they were fighting at that point, these would have been great fights. To see them both come back 16 years later and fight to each other, okay. If they were fighting one of the best fighters in the ring today, be a total shit show.
It'd be a shit show.
Just like, most of the ones that are out there when we do these nostalgia fights. But here's a couple of nostalgia fights that people want to see. Diaz versus McGregor. That'd be the trilogy, I believe. They fought twice before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
McGregor is currently in talks with the UFC and coming back. I did confirm that today. John Jones versus Ngannou.
Okay.
Not exciting to you? No.
Francis Ngannou's a pussy.
Brock Lesnar versus John Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be too bad.
Here's one that I think would be a great fight to watch. McGregor versus Jake Paul. I want that to be the first fight back. I hate Jake Paul.
So do I.
I don't even know why. Maybe it's because they talk so much shit about him. It's stuck in my head.
They're spoiled rich Westlake boys. They're
but are they though? Are they?
Yes.
They
bro. Have you seen the house they grew up in?
They still built themselves. This kid was a YouTuber at 120 pounds in high school, and now he's a boxer at 260. And he's also married, or at least dating, a U.S. Olympian. So I give him credit, dude. They've come up, and Logan's got one of the most successful podcasts in the country right now.
Impulsive.
Impulsive.
Gross.
All right, guys, we're gonna finish up and we're gonna talk a little bit of NFL free agency.
Let's wrap her up for the day, man. Let's finish on a strong note here. NFL free agency just kicked off. Tell me some of the stuff that you liked.
All right, so here's what I didn't like. All right, I didn't like the fact as a Browns fan that the Raiders traded Max Crosby to our division to the Baltimore Ravens.
Didn't like that.
But you know what? So it's funny because the first thing I thought of was like, I really wish I would have got my point out in the last episode, which was we were talking about what people are going to do in the offseason. We talked about trading Myles Garrett. I honestly thought that the number one pick's for sale. And I thought that if I was the Raiders and I was as bad as I was, I'm rebuilding from the ground up. They really don't have much to build around. They've got Ashton Genty. We thought they had Max Crosby, which they don't anymore. So they really, and who's their tight end that they drafted?
Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer.
So that's really the only connection that they have, right? And I was like, you know what? As soon as they traded Max Crosby, my thought was it's confirmed to me they were going to trade out of that number one pick. And I thought that they were I thought the number one pick was going to be up for sale. And them, along with the Cardinals and possibly the Browns, were going to be fighting for the worst record next year, maybe even the Jets, right? That was my thought process. And then I thought it was confirmed when Max Crosby got traded. I was like, you know what? They just got an extra first-round pick next year. The Ravens might be a non-playoff team again next year because they're starting over from scratch. Now they've got an extra first-round pick. They can tank this year, go ahead and pick up another defensive player to replace Max Crosby, et cetera, et cetera. And then they go out and they've already spent $281 million in contracts. They're the highest spender in free agency. You remember last week when you thought that 4 years, $90 million was a little steep for Tyler Linderbaum?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that offer now?
What was that fully? I didn't even end up seeing.
3 years, $81 million, $27 million a year.
I will say, again, it's all about really the fact that he's still a center. It's still, I understand. I understand
he's
you're going to
24, but we always say these contracts are high dollar. As a Browns fan, I wanted Linderbaum. If I was going to make a run at this year, I would have paid whatever. Because here's the thing. What do you think that center contract's going to be 2 years from now? You think it's going to be less?
Probably not as much, but inflating the market for a center, there's no point.
But it's not about inflating the market for a center. It's about these guys are inflating the market for the best players. Right? Like every year, the best players getting paid more. Remember when Myles Garrett was the highest paid defensive player in the NFL history?
And that took all of about 4 months. Yeah. And then Micah Parsons signed his big old deal.
Yeah. And now, talk about deals. You see Trent McDuffie's deal after getting traded to the Rams?
That's disgusting. 4 years, 124.
Yeah, dude. Like $30 million a year, $31 million a year. So you compare that now, Denzel Ward. Remember we talked about trading him for a first-round pick. Seemed hard to do. Well, not anymore. He's a cheap corner, top five corner in the league, and less than $20 million a year.
Yeah,
like sign me up for 10 of those, right? Yeah. They also gave big money to Jalen Naylor, which I was surprised. The Raiders
wide receiver 3 from Minnesota. Yeah, notice all their deals are 3-year deals.
Yeah, 100%. Titans are another big spender. Didn't see that coming. You really saw what you liked.
They had the most free agency money to spend.
I get that, but you don't just spend to spend if you're not like these guys are
they're
both in rebuilding process.
Well, when you're the number 1 and number 3 pick, or 4, what is it?
Yeah,
4?
1 and 2.
No, 1 and 4.
1 and 4.
It's the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans. But yeah, when you're still in the top 5, you need to spend a little bit of money to get somewhere.
Yes. Oh, is that why? That's why the Browns haven't spent any money. They're at 6. That makes so much more sense now.
Well, they also don't have any money allocated to anybody. I we'll get into their free agency stuff a little bit later. I don't like a lot of it.
So yeah, basically that was the big Wendell Robinson.
Wandale, yeah,
$70 million contract.
Yeah, it's a good
dude.
Deal.
Is he even 5'10"?
5'8", 5'9".
5'8" receivers getting $70 million. I think his
Dude's
was 3 or 4 years. Was his 4 years? He was nobody until last year, dude.
Yeah, he had to step up. And he did. He played himself into a contract.
He did. Let's talk about the other.
I'm sorry. Where did Wandale Robinson go to college?
No idea.
Kentucky.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. All right, next big deal, and this one was to stay with his team. And this is where this guaranteed to me, like the only way the Browns are getting a receiver is one of two ways. Drafting him or trading for one. And if that first pick seemed steep with a 4th rounder or 6th rounder or whatever I suggested last week for Marvin Harrison, I would make that trade today after seeing the Titans pay 124 as well. Was it 100? It was.
I don't know. I
equivalent
don't
to
remember that.
$27 million a year to bring in Alec Pierce back, I believe is the contract.
You mean the Colts, not the Titans?
Oh, did I say? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Titans. It was 4 years, 116.
4 years, 100.
And he turned down. He turned down more money to stay with the Colts.
That's insane. Well, yeah, I guess.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah. 4-year deal, or he's 4 years into the league. I was trying to look up his stats from the last couple of years.
You got to think, if Alec Pierce is getting $27 million a year, what the fuck is George Pickens going to cost?
Well,
$35 million a year.
He's at what? He's a franchise tag right now at $30 million. I want to say was
like that
what it was. So that's your average for a top 5 receiver.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to look at Pickett. All right, so Pierce's last year was his first year. He got 1,000 yards. It was 1,003. And let's not forget, just 3 or 4 years ago, 1,000 yards was something that was an accomplishment at 16 games. Now they get 17 games. Yeah. It's the equivalent of, I think, 56 yards a game or 55 yards a game.
That's crazy.
Yes, 47 catches, 1,000 yards. The year before that, 37 for 824, 32 for 514, and this dude just got $120 million over 4 years. That is
stupid.
It's so crazy.
Dumb.
Well, I mean, here's the next step. How long before Justin Jefferson wants a new deal? T. Higgins just got a deal last year. If I were T. Higgins and gosh, I just drew a blank.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar
Chase. Like, I'd be like, rip my deals up. I want what that dude got times like 30% increase for actually being a good receiver and not just a dude on a team.
How many touchdowns did Alec Pierce have last year?
6 touchdowns.
Bro, the market is insane.
I mean, that's just absolutely insane. I
could understand if he had a 1,300 yard season with 15 touchdowns. Like
something like to be exciting, dude. Like, I mean, bro, I get that he averaged 19 yards a catch or 18 yards a catch, big play receiver, blah, blah, blah. Dude, just think about what that relates to and according to if last year Jerry Jeudy was a free agent after that first year with Cleveland. Right. That would be super insane. Like he's only
getting paid like maybe $20 million a year.
I don't even. I think it was a 3 year. Yeah,
it's a 3 year 60. I don't think it's anything too crazy.
Yeah, so Jared Judy's he got a 3 year, I think $64 million extension.
Yeah, after he got traded around for a 5th round. I gotta say, shout out to
it was actually a 3 year deal worth $52.5 million, $17.5 million a year, 41 overall guaranteed.
Shout out to Andrew Berry. As much shit as I give him, he knows what to do with 5th round picks.
Yeah, trade them.
Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Titus Howard.
I hope Titus Howard works out. Yeah, so compare that to the deal that Pierce just got 4 years, $116 million, $29 million a year guaranteed.
I'm sorry, but there's just we have to stop trying to pay every receiver like they are the number one guy in the world.
So let me ask you this. I mean, and I don't watch Alec Pierce play a lot.
Neither do I.
If you compared him Jerry Jeudy the year before last to Alec Pierce.
So I'm comparing 2024. I'm comparing 2025, 2026 Jerry Jeudy to 2026, 24 to 25 Jeudy, 25 to 26 Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm taking Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, 100%.
Not even a question.
I was just going to look. What would Jerry Judy's stats ended up being in 2025, just so I can kind of.
He didn't crack 1,000 yards. I think he had like 4 touchdowns.
No, he had 602 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. So if you compared them side by side, like either way, it's just insane that this is the kind of money that's getting thrown out there. I get the salary caps going up, but it makes you rethink all these deals. So when we talked about Tyler Linderbaum getting record-setting deal, and not just record-setting, like he's getting, I think, $27 million a year,
something crazy
versus
like that.
The highest paid center last year was $18 million a year.
Yeah, I don't know who that center was.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But where he set this team, or where he set the bar, now you mean that means tackles are going to get 35, like Trent Williams out of San Francisco.
Trent Williams doesn't retire. He's 38.
He wants a deal. He
is 38 years old, which is
left
crazy.
Tackles are freaking, they last forever, dude. They're like dinosaurs. They remind me of like the long neck dinosaur that just wandered around the field and lasted forever.
When what was that dinosaur called, Will?
Brontosaurus.
Oh, I didn't know your history like that.
What's up?
Wow, Ross from Friends over here.
So yeah, I mean, going back then and finishing up on the Browns, what moves did you like?
The Titus Howard move.
You like the Titus Howard move?
Sheldon Rankins, good 12 for 2 years, 2 years for 12 mil. It's a good deal. I don't like the Zion Johnson signing. He's older.
paid a lot of money for him too.
He's a terrible guard.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the way that they came down with that aspect.
He's a good run blocker, terrible pass blocker. So I imagine he's just going to be a sub.
They just signed Quincy Williams yesterday.
I did like that 2 years, 17 mil.
Good deal, good contract size. But I was reading somewhere that he got benched last year for kind of some terrible play, and then you take on that and the fact that you let Bush get away. I was really disappointed to see Bush get away. I mean, he played lights out last year.
But he got the bag.
27 years old. He really did. And he got
the bag, man. He got 3 years 30 from the Bears.
He literally got $1.5 million more than we're going to pay Williams, who's never played for us before. And we know what Bush can do in this defense. Speaking of your trade for Myles Garrett that you brought up last week, while I think it was far-fetched, does it feel more far-fetched now seeing what Max Crosby pulled?
No.
You think they... What do you think about that Max Crosby?
Define far-fetched, like it's so out of this world stupid.
Yeah, I mean 3 first rounds in 2 seconds versus they got 2 first rounds for Max Crosby.
Okay, well Max Crosby isn't a top 5 edge.
Where do you think he ranks?
Probably in the top 10 somewhere.
Okay.
I think Myles Garrett's number 1.
I agree. I'm not sure what I would rank the top edges out there. I know Houston's got one for sure.
Will Anderson?
Yeah, he's definitely a top 5 edge.
He can be up there. Micah Parsons is up there for sure as well.
Micah Parsons he's an edge, but he's not an edge. He's such a hybrid. I hope he comes back.
Well, he plays in that 3-4 scheme.
I hope he comes back healthy, man.
I would love to see it as a Packers guy. I want that jersey.
Yeah,
I love it. I'd personally love to see it. I don't know, man. I don't mean to disrespect
Max Crosby.
Yeah, because he's a dog.
Yeah, he's awesome. But
I could see people say he's a top 5.
But
he's not. Let me say this. Let me rephrase this. He's not top 3.
No, but
you can see the argument.
So I think the 3 first is still a talk. It was crazy because Bleacher Report put out that report that there's a report that Patriots are going to trade 2 firsts and a third for Myles Garrett. I was like, nobody's taking that fucking trade, dude. Who even said that's a possibility? If the Browns were literally having the conversation of 2 firsts and a third for Myles Garrett, I would go down to Berea myself and drive my fucking truck through their front door for being the dumbest people on earth and do all of Cleveland a favor and drag Andrew Berry out by his tie back to my ball hitch.
These are all hypothetical. These are all
him.
Hypothetical conversations here. We are not in any way, shape, or form trying to encourage violence at all.
No,
we
but
disavow violence.
Like that could never happen. I think the time has passed for the Browns to trade Myles Garrett. They should have done it before he could control where he goes, before he had the big contract, before everything took into place. He's not leaving, but it does make me wonder why he's not talking right now.
Who the fuck cares?
He is not at all involved in talks with Cleveland.
No,
like,
you want to know why? Because we paid him shut the fuck up money.
Yeah, so
shut the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck up and let's suck for another year.
Yeah, really.
So that we can go get a quarterback in 2027.
So when are you guys gonna get? When are you guys gonna finally bring in the QB that we want? Shut the fuck up. Here's your $40 million. Shut the fuck up.
Do you think I would have signed if I didn't know what the plan was?
Shut the fuck up. Here's your $40 million, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's gonna want 50 now.
Congrats. Okay,
Dude,
there. Shut the fuck up.
McDuffie got 31. Now all of a sudden Myles Garrett sounds like a bargain, dude. It seems like he did not take enough money to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, really. Listen, if you don't think that owners won't pay players to shut up in the media, look at Andrew Berry look at Jimmy Haslam paying Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
That's shut the fuck up money.
Yeah, 100% it is, because you're not going to trade him now to a shitty team and get great draft picks. You're going to trade him to a contender, and hopefully you get 3 or 4 draft picks. Now, I did have somebody the other day comment on one of the shorts from our podcast is like, well, if I'm trading Myles Garrett for 3 first rounds, I'm spreading them out over like 6 years.
Oh, 100%.
Which I think is a great idea. I was like, you know what? 100% agree.
Take the Oklahoma City method.
Yeah,
method.
Take the chance of that team sucking 4 years from now versus being a contender now, like Detroit or something.
I don't know how far ahead you can trade first round picks in the NFL, though. I think it's only like a 3-year span.
I don't know if that's a rule. I mean, you could be like, because dude, there's a point where Los Angeles, the Rams didn't have a fucking first round draft pick for like 8 years, and now they gave up another one. That's different
though. That happened over a spanned period of time.
What about the most first round here? While you entertain the crowd, what's the most? Here, actually, you know what?
If I had to guess the most, I mean, there is no rule. I don't think there's any rule. I mean, because you got to look at the Herschel Walker trade, where someone traded their entire draft for Herschel Walker, or was that? No, you know what that was? That was Ricky Williams. That was the Saints with Ricky Williams. They traded
Mike
up to
Ditka.
Yeah.
Which you look at it now and like, is it really that? Okay, so the Herschel Walker trade, this was the one that launched the Cowboys, though.
Yeah.
This created the Cowboys dynasty. 3 first round picks, 3 second round picks, 1 third round pick, 1 sixth round pick, and multiple players. The next biggest one was the Ricky Williams draft, 99. New Orleans gave Washington 2 firsts, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Robert Griffin III trade got 3 first rounds.
I didn't even realize that.
And a second to move up from to number 2. Let's see. Obviously, the Rams sent 2 first to Detroit. Wilson Broncos 2 first to Seattle.
The Deshaun contract has to be up there.
Yeah. What the what?
Not contract, the trade. I'm sorry.
No, because the Deshaun trade wasn't that record breaking. It was 2 first, I think, and
3.
a second. No, was it 3 first?
Yeah.
What was Deshaun?
It was 3
trade?
first rounders because we just got our first round pick back last year from the effects of that trade. I still can't see anything.
All right, so Cleveland gave him 20. Oh, you're right, 22, 2, 3, and 4 first round picks, a third, a fourth, and another fourth. God damn. Oh.
It hurts. It hurts staring
Andrew
at that.
Berry should not have a job right now.
Brother,
that trade alone.
Brother,
like at the beginning, no, I thought this before, but I mean, at the beginning of this offseason, when we were looking for a coach, we should have found a GM first. Like now that we have, I'm worried about what Andrew.
And you want to know why Andrew Berry's the only?
He only has 2 more 5th round picks this year to get talent. So other than that, the rest of these picks, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, God forbid a first round pick does anything. I mean, the 5th. I mean, shit.
Oh,
we got to mortgage the future on it.
Oh man, it's crazy. I wonder who
the Bengals let Trey Henderson walk and then signed Boye Mafe also. They swap edge rushers essentially.
I mean, Trey wanted out of there though.
Yeah, he hated that place.
He hated it. I think he regretted signing there.
It was only a 1-year deal.
So from that trade with the Browns, Will Anderson is who they got. Tank Dell, Kenyon Green, John Mechie, Damian Pierce all kind of did a little bit
Which
of nothing.
they're nothing anymore.
Kamari listed Kalen Bullock, Jamal Hill, Christian Harris, Thomas Booker, Cade.
Okay, I don't feel so bad now. It's really just the top guys.
I mean, they also got CJ Stroud out of that pick too, right?
No, that was
they already had that first.
They
pick
already had that.
Yeah. So I mean, other than Will Harris or Will Anderson, I mean, not a very good job.
Damian Pierce is a backup. Who else did you say on there? If you're gonna show us here, I'm still not gonna put it on the big board.
No, I'm just researching right now. I'm not actually looking up.
Sorry,
I wanted to see.
Sorry, we don't have a producer to help us with that.
I wanted to see who Dallas got from their trade, from the Herschel Walker trade. Emmett Smith, Darren Woodson, Russell Maryland, Kevin Smith, Clayton Holmes, Dixon Edwards, James Washington is who they drafted out of those picks, which was kind of surprising. I thought Michael Irvin was one of those picks too. But either way, for those guys, those were the Hall of Fame guys, I should say.
Yeah,
the Hall of
really
Fame picks that they got out. I'm sure there was some other guys too, but yeah, I mean, here we are. We're not much to talk about. We got a couple of guards that we signed in free agency. We traded for a right tackle. It sounds like Joe Bitonio might go play for the Chargers. I don't know. No center, which means hopefully they can bring back Pochik, but at the same point in time, he left on an Achilles, which means they're probably going to stand on the fact that who is it that they like that got injured in the last game? Can't even remember.
Tevin Jenkins?
No, Tevin Jenkins isn't even in talks. No, it was the backup center, and I cannot remember.
Luke
his name.
Whippler.
Yes, thank you very much. Which was he's a 2nd year or 3rd year player this year. So yeah, no big trades. Who knows what's going to happen? I have heard them talking a little bit about the wide receiver out of Jacksonville from Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas is on the trade block.
Dude, I heard yesterday that the most anybody's offered is a 5th round pick for him.
Bro, I would give a 3rd for him.
I mean, he had a lights out year the year before. What happened to Brian Thomas last
Coaching.
year? You think it was coaching? I mean, that Jacksonville team.
He doesn't fit that scheme that Liam Cohen wants to run.
Yeah, but Travis, what's his name? Does
ETN.
No, they lost Travis Etienne.
Or not Travis Etienne. I'm sorry, Travis
Hunter.
Yeah. No, Travis Etienne went to I don't know. Oh, he went to the Saints.
Yeah,
he went to the Saints, and then the Kenneth Walker.
That was a big deal, dude. Big deal.
That's crazy.
Almost $15 million a year, 3 years.
What a terrible contract. It's a terrible contract, Will.
I don't know. I mean, I do know.
He's a split back carrier.
Yeah, I was going to say
Seattle.
He's definite. I mean, he was awesome for the Seattle. I don't know if I almost said Supersonics or I was just thinking Supersonics.
Shout out to Seattle Supersonics
and the Oakland, who became the city, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that baffled me a little bit because you're right. He was a number 2 back before.
No, he was the number 1 back there, but
hurt.
He was there with Charbonnet splitting carries. Like I don't like.
I mean,
he's not anything special.
He's quick. He's fast. He's great to the corner. The problem is, like, Seattle had a great offensive line though too. Like, let's not say that they didn't. And
they got Creed Smith. They're gonna release Jawan Taylor. They're gonna get rid of Jalen Moore.
You're talking about the Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah. And they got Creed
I'm sorry.
Humphrey.
I'm saying the Seahawks.
I understand that, and now where he's going,
not so great.
You know, Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey will hold it down, but their tackles are trash.
I think. Do you think Tyreek Hill ends up going back there?
They need him and they want him.
They 100% need him.
He doesn't need to be.
God, if I'm him, I'm like, bro, I still have 2 feet. I'm worth what Alec Pierce just got in Indianapolis, dude.
Like, that's a head case I never want. You know what we should touch on next week if it's still boring?
Top 5 head cases.
Top 10 head cases in all sports.
Ooh, wow. We got to stay top 5 because I have this for the top 5. I don't have this for the top 10.
Oh, well then. It's like I'm summoning Mjolnir. You don't even know who Mjolnir is.
I don't.
But Thor's hammer, bro.
Oh, well, I do. I mean, I'm a freaking huge fan of Thor. I just didn't know he had a name for his.
Yes, his hammer's name is Mjolnir. But
right.
well, it's always a pleasure
let's call it
talking
tonight.
with
Who's
you,
going to
man.
win tomorrow night? Dominican versus Venezuela.
The DR.
You think it's going to?
Yeah, it's the DR.
Just because you picked the DR, I'm picking Venezuela.
That's fine.
Upset. You heard it here first. Go take all your money and do not do what I say, but put it on Venezuela.
This is not gambling advice. We are stupid and nowhere close to professionals at anything except our real jobs.
Hey, everybody have a great night, including that person who spammed me with ESPN HGTV.com. If you're watching that, you should be watching us. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Who's your top 5 sexiest women fights of all time in the MMA? Are they better than ours? Probably, but we don't care. Like and subscribe. Give us a call.
See ya.